You guys need to stop everything because what we just learned is so outrageous, so messy, and so just plain disrespectful that even reality TV couldn't make this up. Kirk Frost was put on notice, but not in a mature manner. Oh no, we're talking about serious threats, messy secrets, and a scandal that will rock the entire love and hip-hop universe. Tell me why. Kendra Robinson, yes, yo. When I tell you that the secret affair was just revealed, I mean blown up like a reality TV reunion fight, and the drama is too much. The tea is hot. The fallout few, let's just say, aren't playing, and Kirk might want to start planning a vacation far, far away before things get even messier. Jock's wife is suddenly in the middle of this disaster, and why is Kirk looking more anxious than a man who forgot his wife's birthday? Just when we thought we had seen it all, just when we thought Kirk Frost had slithered his way out of every scandal imaginable, another bombshell drops, and this one, oh, this one is messier than we could have ever imagined because this time it's not just about Kirk sneaking out of something. This is the end of Kirk and Rashida. Is young Jock about to lose it? And why is M willing to risk everything? What happens when you combine reality TV? As most scandalous husband with a powerful lawyer and a man who doesn't take disrespect lightly. That's right, you get a full-fledged conflict, and Kirk may have just thrown himself into a battle. Nope, this time we have M. Harris entering the ring, and let's just say he's not here to play nice. Aren't ready for, so let's break it down. Kirk believed he was slick and could move in silence, but the streets are always talking. And this time they're saying that Kirk has been getting too close to Kendra Robinson. Now stop because I know what you're thinking. Kendra is young Jock's wife, the same woman who fought to defend Jock's troubled past and who says she's all about business and maintaining professionalism. Yes, we are all aware of Kirk's past, which includes scandals, side babies, and business dealings that don't always seem completely legal. However, what sets this situation apart is that Kendra isn't just any woman caught in a romantic triangle. Rather, she is a powerful individual who has made it her career to be the one who. She resolves legal issues rather than creating them, so the fact that her name is even being mentioned in this kind of mess is problematic, according to an unnamed but highly connected source. Kirk and Kendra's brief relationship began as strictly business, with Kendra allegedly assisting Kirk with some legal matters, managing a few deals behind closed doors, and ensuring that his business endeavors weren't attracting too much attention. But at some point, things became personal. Now, I'm not saying that Kendra is out there snooping or stepping out on a Jock, but the information we have indicates that things are not looking good for her. Rumor has it that there have been covert late-night meetings, hushed phone conversations, and let's not forget that one business trip Kirk took that Rashida conveniently wasn't invited to. Invited, and you know who wasn't happy about this. Let's face it, Mies isn't the kind to get involved in other people's drama if it doesn't involve Yandy, his money, or his name. But this really got to me. What you don't know, though, is that Kendra was quietly managing some legal matters for Mies on the side, making sure that some of his business interests were maintained in and clean, but when he learned that she was doing the same thing for Kirk, he felt duped. According to sources, he and Kirk had a meeting not too long ago, and let's just say it did not go well. Kirk tried to seem calm and insisted that everything between him and Kendra was solely business-related, but he wasn't buying it. And the reason was that there were receipts for someone, and we weren't, claiming that someone just leaked the voicemail in which Kirk was speaking recklessly to Kendra. Let's just say that if Rashida ever obtained this voicemail, Kirk would leave the house before you could say Frosty. But wait, this is where things get really crazy because guess who? Yes, Rashida is the same woman who has supported Kirk through every scandal, embarrassment, and his disrespectful actions over the years finally got to the point where Rashida learned of Kirk and Kendra's small covert business dealings and, knowing that Kirk wouldn't play games, went straight to Mies when she received that voicemail. Oh, it was on. This is where things get crazy because Mies didn't simply call Kirk and check on him over the phone. According to witnesses, M wasted no time in approaching Kirk and pressing him like a new suit. Kirk, as you already know, began to stammer and perspire, likely searching for security. But the best part is that M didn't just check Kirk. Kirk was allegedly at one of his lounges going about his business, probably thinking everything was going smoothly, when all of a sudden he walks in looking like he's ready to throw hands. He issued a serious warning, according to sources, telling Kirk up front that if he discovers that Kirk was involved in anything other than business dealings with Kendra, there will be trouble. Of course, we all know what that means, but let's not forget that young Jock is the biggest wild card in this whole situation because, listen, it's one thing for Kirk to become embroiled in another scandal, which is to be expected at this point. But the second Jock discovers that his wife's name is even mentioned in this mess, oh, it's over, and we already know how Jocks get when they feel like someone is playing them. This is where things get even messier though, because Kirk and Kendra allegedly had a final secret meeting after Mies checked him. You mean to tell me that after all the drama and threats, after Mies clarified it that this wasn't going to work? In all of this, Kirk still had the audacity to connect with Kendra. If that isn't a death wish, I don't know what is. And let's not forget Rashida. If she was the one who actually leaked that voicemail, then Kirk might have more issues than N and Jock combined. At this point, Kirk might need to start sleeping with one eye open because, based on the current situation, he just put himself in the middle of a storm that. Oh, you all thought it couldn't get worse, but wait, let's talk about this so-called secret meeting between Kirk and Kendra because, boy, this is where things go from messy to downright. He is not ready for this, and trust me, this is just the beginning because in part 2, we're going to get really deep into what happened at that secret meeting, how Jock found out and why. You might be ready to take things way further than just a warning. Dangerous, you would think that Kirk would have learned his lesson after Mendeecees checked him in the lounge, concentrated on Rashida, and stopped considering anything that even slightly resembled a scandal. But Kirk Frost is allergic to peace, common sense, and self-preservation. So instead of remaining in his lane, Kirk allegedly contacted Kendra once more to set up a last-minute, low-key meeting that was intended to be strictly business-related. But let's face it, if it was so innocent, why was it taking place in secret? Now, this is where things get really heated because, let me tell you, the Jock's discovery of this was like adding gasoline to an already out-of-control fire. According to sources, the Jock was caught off guard when the news reached him and had no idea that the wife's name was even mentioned in this mess, let alone the fact that she was allegedly still in contact with Kirk after Mendeecees had corrected the record. The worst part is that Jock didn't learn from Kendra or Kirk at all. Instead, he learned from Mendeecees, who, while not a giant fan of Jock, isn't going to allow a man to walk around looking foolish, so apparently Mendeecees yells at Jock, saying, "You might want to talk to your girl because she and Kirk are still out here moving funny." When I say that Jock lost it, I mean lost it because, let's not forget, Jock has had to defend Kendra on national television before, pledging repeatedly that his marriage is stable, that Kendra is faithful, and that despite his past, she has always been a woman of integrity. To learn that Kendra has even put. It was the ultimate slap in the face for Jock when she found herself in a situation where people were whispering about her like this. Now it gets even stranger because, rather than taking it easy and waiting for Kendra to clarify, Jock chose to handle this his way by pulling up on Kirk. Imagine Kirk thinking that everything is fine and that he's at one of his spots, probably feeling like he dodged a bullet. Following Mendeecees' warning, the second Jock appeared out of nowhere, appearing as though he was prepared to spill the beans about Kirk's dirty laundry. According to witnesses, the atmosphere in the room changed because, although he may joke around a lot, when he gets angry, he allegedly wasted no time in approaching Kirk, getting close, and saying something along those lines. Jock wasn't buying it for a second because, let's be honest, how many times have we heard Kirk say that it's just business before the truth comes out and shows that it was everything but business? You were just out here meeting with my wife behind my back now, and Kirk. Oh, you already know that he started playing dumb, man. It's not even like that, bro. It was just business, you know how it is. Listen to the excuses, pull out his phone, and begin to pull up evidence. Kirk didn't realize that Mendeecees had already sent him some of the receipts that contained voicemails in which Kirk was arguing with Kendra. Oh yes, Jock had it on deck. When Kirk insisted that nothing was happening on Jock, he simply hit play and listened, and the moment that voicemail began to play, Kirk's face allegedly turned completely guilty. I don't know exactly what Jock said next, but let's just say it made Kirk reevaluate every choice he's ever made in life because, after years of being the person who did things for other people, this wasn't just some light conversation. Kirk was being way too comfortable saying far too much and clarifying it that his relationship with Kendra was way deeper than just a couple of legal meetings. Always seems to skate past, who always seems to get away with whatever he does, Kirk was finally checked in a way that he couldn't talk his way out of. And to top it all off, Rashida entered the room. Yes, the woman who has supported Kirk through it all, the woman who has repeatedly allowed this man to humiliate her just as he was having his worst nightmare. This is where things take a drastic turn because, rather than defending Kirk or attempting to defuse the situation, Rashida allegedly turned to Jockey and sided with him. That's right, Rashida stood there and allowed Jockey to attack Kirk without saying a single word in his defense, and you all know that if appearances could kill, Kirk wouldn't have survived to leave that room. That indicates that she was already aware of it, having already seen the receipts and connected the dots. At this point, she was just letting Kirk dig his own grave, but hold on, because this is where things get even wilder. After the Jock finished checking, Rashida did something that no one saw coming, so she approached him, looked him in the face, and said something like, "The way Kirk froze knew he was in serious trouble right then and there, so you better fix this or I will." Now, what does Rashida mean by fix this? Well, we're going to get into that in part 3, because rumors have it that Rashida isn't just mad, she's done. If Kirk thought dealing with Mendeecees and Jock was bad, well, he has no idea what's coming up because in the last part of this crazy. Let's get this straight. Saga, we're talking about divorce papers, legal threats, and Kirk possibly losing everything. Oh, this story isn't even close. Rashida walked in, saw the entire mess, and didn't say a word in his defense. Instead of making the scene, as she has done in the past, she just looked Kirk in the face and said, "You better fix this." While Kirk was out here playing with fire, Rashida was already moving in silence behind his back. What exactly was she doing? Getting her money, setting up her legal team, and getting ready to put an end to the circus once and for all. Or, I will say that right there, that's not a wife talking. That's a woman who is done. And you all already know when a woman like Rashida reaches the point of silence, oh, it's game over. Indeed, it is said that Rashida is preparing to file for divorce from Kirk. Let's face it, we have heard before. People have been saying for years that Rashida should have left Kirk, that she deserves better, that she should have left the moment he had a child with another woman, and yet she stayed. However, this time feels different because those close to Rashida, she's finished talking, she's finished arguing, and she's finally ready to leave. The worst part is that she's taking everything with her. If you thought Kirk was anxious when Mendeecees was pressing him or anxious when Jock rolled up on him, the panic this man is experiencing right now is unmatched because, for the first time in his life, he is realizing that not only was Rashida his wife, but she was also his entire financial safety net, which pushed empire. That's Rashida. Those endorsement deals, reality TV, checks. It's not coming without her, and now she's allegedly preparing to take it all and leave Kirk with nothing but regrets. It's getting worse though, because some very close sources claim that Rashida isn't just leaving quietly, she's going to air Kirk out on national TV. We don't yet know who Rashida is supposed to sit down with for the exclusive interview, but let's just say that if it's Tamron Hall or DJ Vlad Kirk, he might as well delete his social media accounts right away because, as you already know, when Rashida speaks, the entire world is listening. And this isn't even the worst part for Kirk, because while he's over here trying to figure out how to, he's still not done with him though, because after Rashida clarified it that Kirk needed to make amends, Moses allegedly took that as evidence that Kirk didn't handle business the first time. As you are all aware, if there's one thing Mendeecees doesn't play about, it's respect. That's why Mendeecees allegedly pulled up on Kirk once more, but this time it wasn't at a lounge. Wasn't in a public setting where others could intervene and break things up. Instead, it was just them and what transpired during that private conversation. Oh, we might never know all the details, but let's just say that Kirk hasn't been spotted outside since. This isn't the only person going silent though, because guess who else has gone silent all of a sudden? Kendra. That's right, sis hasn't posted, left a comment, or denied anything. That raises suspicions because if she truly had nothing to conceal, she would be out there defending herself and telling everyone that she had nothing to do with this mess. However, radio silence indicates that either she is guilty and is unable to clear her name, or she is aware that nothing she says will change the fact that things are already getting out of hand. Oh, he's not letting this go either. If you believe that Jock will simply let his wife's name be dragged through the mud without taking any action, you must be unaware that Jock is going to take some serious action to correct the record. Let's just say that Kendra may not like what's about to happen, but the real question is, where does Kirk go from here? Because let's face it, Kirk is done if Rashida truly. The worst part is that this is only the beginning, because if Rashida truly goes public with everything she knows, if she truly tells the world what Kirk has been doing behind closed doors for years, Kirk might not only lose his wife, he might lose his entire career. Therefore, if M's truly put him in his place behind the scenes, if Jock is coming for revenge, then there's no turning back. I need to hear from you all. Do you think Rashida is finally going to leave Kirk permanently? Do you think Mendeecees is still plotting behind the scenes? Most importantly, what do you think Kendra is really hiding? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. The real question is whether Kirk is going to face the biggest downfall of his life, or if he will somehow find a way to escape this mess like he always does. If this situation is already this messy, just think of what's going to happen next. Will Rashida finally leave and take everything with her? Will Kirk somehow manage to clean up this disaster before it happens? Trust me, I'll be back with more updates very soon. Until then, stay messy, stay watching, and stay prepared, because nobody is safe in Hollywood. I have to ask you whose side you're on. Is Rashida making the right move by allegedly leaving Kirk, or do you think she's just bluffing again? What do you think Kendra is really hiding? Because, let's face it, something isn't adding up. It's too late, and most importantly, what else hasn't been revealed yet? Oh, you already know we're about to find out really soon. I promise you that this tea is boiling and I have the next cup ready for you all. So stay tuned, stay watching, and stay prepared, because in this industry, the truth always comes out. If you want all the exclusive updates before anyone else, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications.